Vallow Daybell once presented the image of a devoted mother. This image shattered dramatically. She faced accusations that shocked the nation. The charges were severe: murder and conspiracy. These crimes involved her own children. The public struggled to comprehend how a mother could be implicated in such horrific acts. The case would unfold slowly, revealing layers of disturbing details and questionable beliefs. It began with missing children and ended with a mother in handcuffs. The children at the heart of this tragedy were Tylee Ryan, age 16, and Joshua J.J. Vallow, age 7. Tylee was Lori's biological daughter from a previous marriage. J.J. was her adopted son, who also had special needs. Their disappearances in September 2019 sparked initial concern among family members. Lori offered vague and contradictory explanations for their whereabouts. Central to the unfolding narrative was Chad Daybell. He was an author known for his writings on near-death experiences and apocalyptic prophecies. Lori and Chad married in Hawaii in November 2019, just weeks after the death of Chad's previous wife, Tammy Daybell. The investigation into Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell became a complex tapestry of bizarre claims and grim discoveries. The last confirmed sightings of Tylee Ryan and Joshua J.J. Vallow were in September 2019. Tylee was seen on September 8 during a family trip to Yellowstone National Park. J.J. was last seen at his school in Rexburg, Idaho, on September 23. After these dates, they vanished. J.J.'s grandparents, Kay and Larry Woodcock, grew increasingly worried. They pressed authorities for answers. Vallow Daybell provided inconsistent responses. In January 2020, she was ordered to produce the children. She failed to comply. This led to her arrest in Hawaii in February 2020. She was extradited to Idaho. The question of their fate fueled a desperate search. The search reached a devastating conclusion on June 9, 2020. Investigators executed a search warrant on Chad Daybell's property. They unearthed human remains. The remains were identified as Tylee Ryan and J.J. Vallow. Chad Daybell was arrested and charged. Vallow Daybell faced new, more severe charges. A significant element in the Vallow Daybell case was the role of extreme religious beliefs. Chad Daybell had cultivated a following as an author and speaker. His books and podcasts focused on apocalyptic prophecies and near-death experiences. Vallow reportedly met Chad at a religious conference in 2018. She quickly became deeply involved in his fringe belief system. Central to their shared delusion was the concept of zombies or dark spirits. Lori and Chad came to believe that individuals, including Lori's children, had their original spirits depart. This dehumanizing belief system allowed them to view these loved ones not as people, but as malevolent entities. Within this belief system, the elimination of these zombies was not seen as murder, but as a necessary act. Lori and Chad allegedly saw themselves as chosen figures in an impending apocalypse. The tragic consequences of these beliefs became horrifyingly apparent with the deaths of Tylee, J.J., and Tammy Daybell. While the apocalyptic beliefs provided a bizarre spiritual justification, prosecutors argued that more earthly motives were also at play. The deaths of Tylee, J.J., and Tammy Daybell appeared to offer a tangible benefit to Lori and Chad. They sought to remove any obstacles that stood in the way of their desired life together. Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife of nearly 30 years, died in October 2019. Her death was initially reported as due to natural causes. However, suspicions arose quickly, especially given Chad's rapid marriage to Lori just 2 weeks later. Tammy's body was later exhumed, and an autopsy revealed she had died by asphyxiation. The murders of Tylee and J.J. also served to free Lori from her parental responsibilities. According to their belief system, the children had become dark, or zombies. The prosecution painted a picture of Lori and Chad, systematically eliminating those who stood in their path. Charles Vallow, Lori's fourth husband, had expressed concerns about her mental state before he was shot and killed by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. The benefit was clear: a life free of opposition, allowing them to pursue their intertwined destinies. Long before the murders, there were documented concerns about Vallow Daybell's mental state. Her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, took formal steps in January 2019. He sought mental health intervention for Lori. In divorce filings, Charles detailed her alarming claims. He stated Lori believed she was a reincarnated God. She also claimed she was chosen to lead people during the second coming of Christ. Charles expressed fears for his own safety and for the safety of the children, Tylee and JJ. Lori's grandiose beliefs were not isolated incidents. She reportedly told people she could teleport and receive direct revelations from ancient prophets. Friends and family members noted a significant shift in her personality and behavior. The legal system eventually had to confront these concerns directly. In June 2021, after being charged with the murders, Lori Vallow Daybell was deemed unfit to stand trial. A psychological assessment concluded she was not competent to understand the charges against her or to assist in her own defense. After several months of treatment, Lori was found competent to stand trial in April 2022. The Doomsday Mom moniker, widely used by the media, highlighted the public's perception of her disturbed mindset. The legal standard for competency to stand trial is specific and distinct from an insanity defense. Competency focuses on a defendant's current mental state. It assesses whether they can understand the nature of the legal proceedings against them. It also examines their ability to rationally assist their legal counsel in preparing a defense. This distinction is crucial in understanding how Lori Vallow Daybell's case progressed through the justice system. Lori's competency was a recurring theme, creating significant legal hurdles. Her initial finding of incompetency in June 2021 led to a stay in proceedings. This required her to undergo treatment aimed at restoring her ability to understand and participate in her trial. The process of psychiatric evaluations, hearings, and treatment periods added complexity to an already convoluted case. The legal system grappled with how to proceed with a defendant whose reported beliefs and actions were so far outside the norm. The Vallow Daybell case highlights the immense difficulty the legal system faces when confronted with defendants who operate under extreme delusional belief systems. The Idaho trial for Lori Vallow Daybell commenced with intense public and media attention. She faced charges for the first-degree murders of her children, Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow. She was also charged with conspiracy to commit the first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell. Initially, Lori and Chad were set to be tried together. However, in March 2023, their cases were severed. Lori faced her Idaho charges separately. The prosecution presented damning evidence, including cell phone records and financial transactions. Witnesses testified about Lori's radical beliefs and statements about the children being zombies. Forensic experts detailed the grim findings from Chad Daybell's property. Tylee's remains were dismembered and burned, while JJ was found bound in duct tape and plastic. In May 2023, the jury returned its verdict. Lori Vallow Daybell was found guilty on all counts. Following her Idaho convictions, Lori Vallow Daybell faced additional legal battles in Arizona. These charges stemmed from events that occurred before the Idaho murders. One set of charges related to the death of her fourth husband, Charles Vallow. Charles was shot and killed by Lori's brother Alex Cox in Chandler, Arizona, in July 2019. Alex Cox claimed self-defense at the time and was never charged before his own death in December 2019. In April 2025, an Arizona jury found Lori Vallow Daybell guilty of conspiracy to commit the murder of Charles Vallow. Prosecutors argued that Lori and Alex had conspired to kill Charles. Evidence suggested Lori's motive was tied to her apocalyptic beliefs and Charles's attempts to intervene regarding her mental state and the safety of the children. His death also cleared the way for Lori to pursue her relationship with Chad Daybell. This conviction added another layer to her criminal record. Lori Vallow Daybell has chosen to represent herself in this current trial regarding Brandon Boudreaux. The consideration of mental health in criminal proceedings is a nuanced and often misunderstood aspect of the justice system. Courts must differentiate between mental illness that impairs a defendant's ability to understand proceedings, competency, and mental illness that might negate criminal responsibility at the time of the offense, insanity defense. Each has distinct legal standards and implications. The Vallow Daybell case touched upon these complexities repeatedly. Juries and judges face a formidable task when weighing psychiatric evidence, especially in cases involving shocking and violent crimes. They must consider expert testimony alongside factual evidence of the defendant's actions and intent. The presence of extreme or bizarre beliefs, such as those espoused by Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell, further complicates this assessment. The legal system strives for objectivity but navigates an inherently subjective human landscape. The Lori Vallow Daybell saga serves as a chilling case study. It demonstrates the devastating consequences that can arise from a confluence of factors: extreme religious indoctrination, potential untreated mental health issues, and calculated criminal intent. Ultimately, the convictions of Lori Vallow Daybell underscore the legal system's capacity to hold individuals accountable for their actions, even when those actions are intertwined with claims of divine mandate or altered perceptions of reality.